Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. I apologize that I have not created any content for the past month, I suppose. It's been a rough time and I had a lot of things to do. As you can tell, my background has changed, the room has changed, everything has changed. I moved places and I had all the other stuff to do. Um, However, I should have kept up, so a good YouTuber is the one who can always upload regardless of the situation. Now, that's on me. I would develop on that and I would, increasingly stick to uploading videos on time. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about panic attacks, worrying, and how you can overcome it. It is possible regardless of you thinking that it's not possible. 100% it is. And this video is based on experience, so it's not just me talking about certain theories that this is going to work, the other thing is not going to work, but it happened to me badly, and it's bad. When I say bad, I mean bad, but I went through it, so if I did it, you can do it too. And sometimes other YouTubers, other videos, you might see that they just talk about stuff which they haven't necessarily experienced themselves, but this one I have really dealt with, so much so. Now I'm just going to give you a brief history about, just like an overall picture for you to get and grasp that what happened to me, the intensity of my panic attacks, and a couple of tips. I've written them down here. So 9 tips that you can do and keep in mind to help you. Now, my history with panic attacks goes back to an incident which happened to me about 2 years ago. So I basically used to go to gym. Because of my panic attacks, I haven't been actively a member of my gym for about 2 years now because I was not able to do that. But basically, don't look at me now, skinny right now. I was really on it. I was really hardcore with it. And I was taking a lot of supplements as well, which was not necessarily beneficial to me and healthy in my body. I looked big and like the person who goes to gym, but I was unhealthy. And a lot of the men that you see in gym, a lot of people that you see in gym and lifting weights, they are really unhealthy, regardless of if they look ripped or muscular, or they are unhealthy the way they eat, their habits. Now, I was taking supplements which did not correspond with my body, and I basically fucked up my body, and I had a collapse in my nervous system. So basically what it was, I was putting on myself a lot more than I could have handled, and there was this one day in the gym that I got an attack. So basically my body went out of my control. My heart rhythm increased so much. I was out of breath. I was my blood sugar was dropping. I was about to pass out in the gym. It was very uncomfortable experience. Everyone was looking as well, and it was like really uncomfortable. And I had pain in my chest. I kind of felt numb in my body. I was very light. So, and then it wasn't a talk of just telling myself that, hey, it's gonna get all right, because as I said, my body was out of my control. So even if you were there and you told me that, hey, just calm down, keep cool, eat this, it would have not helped, because my body was out of control. I was telling myself to be calm and all that, but it was not working. Again, I had no control over how my body was reacting. That night was one of the worst nights ever, period. And following that incident, I had nights. So basically at the beginning was every single night, and then it happened like 3-4 times each week. I had panic attacks at nights. Again, my heart rhythm would just go super crazy, and it would hurt. My chest would hurt, and my body would feel numb. I would sweat and I could not sleep, out of breath, feeling that I'm going to die, and it was it was very terrifying. And as a result, I developed ectopic beats. So it's kind of like an irregular beats, like one extra beat in every couple of beats, that even I have it till I carry with myself to this day. So it's one of those side effects. But that was my, so you have the whole picture right now. Now I have a list to tell you what worked and what didn't work. The first thing that I've tried and didn't work, and I'm just telling you to don't waste your time on it, is talking yourself out and distracting yourself. So what do I mean by talking yourself out of it? Especially during the panic attack, it really means you have to go with it, because when you are having that experience, and I'm not just talking about feeling anxious, I'm talking about legit panic attacks, you can't seriously talk yourself out of it. You can't just say, hey, the science says there's nothing wrong with me, and these are all just natural, let's just not react to it, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just panic, don't worry about it, that's all. But you're not going to talk yourself out of it, and it's going to go, you're just going to create more resistance, and resistance is going to grow stronger. The second thing, so you will just waste your time. You can't do that, but it will just be a waste of time. The second thing is distracting yourself with tools like drugs, like just trying to distract yourself. This does not mean that you don't go for a walk or listen to music to not think about your anxious thoughts. No, that's a different thing. I'll get onto it. But, just every time that you're about to have a panic attack, or every time you see that it's kind of like developing into having a panic attack, full-blown panic attack, let me just distract myself by using that drug. It's just not going to work. And we are not really interested in that too. Like a lot of people I see, like they want to consume that drug or consume this and that. It's not about just what's happening in that moment. It's about the whole reality of it. So you won't change anything real in yourself if you just take drugs when you are feeling anxious. The problems are just going to be there. Now you've just covered them up. So in my opinion, unnecessary. Again, you're going to waste your time. But now the list of the things that you can do. The first thing I say is that realize that it is a long game and you have to go through it all. So the very first and one of the most important things is to realize that it's not an overnight thing. So it won't go just an overnight. So you can't just expect yourself to heal by a week. Mine took 1.5 years completely to go away. Now I'm anxiety free, I can say. So it's going to take a long time. Now you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else and me or anybody else. So if for me it took 1.5 years, for you it might take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or it might take a month, a week. A week, that would be good for it to take a week. 4 months, 5 months, it really depends on you and your body. But the main thing is that once you realize that it's a long journey and you are willing to go through it all now, you create less resistance, and less resistance is better for you, because more resistance grows stronger. And when you resist that part of yourself in you, like I should not have the panic attack right now, it's just going to make it a much more uncomfortable experience, and it's going to prolong the side effects. And I'm sure you have experienced that before. The second thing is that during panic attacks, don't lose your breath rhythm. This is important, like seriously. Do not lose your breath rhythm. So when you are going through that experience, you would typically go like this. Okay? But it's important to realize that if you sustain a breathing rhythm, for example, for me, a comfortable one was 3 seconds inhaling, 2 seconds holding your breath, and 3 seconds exhaling. And that calms you down. And try to belly breathe as well. I used to put my hand on my belly as I was breathing, so that really helped. And it kind of like mellows the experience, and it kind of like it's like putting the seatbelt on, so you feel you feel more comfortable in the uncomfortable, to put it that way. And all of these are going to help you in the long term, because it's all about recovering. It's all about letting the body to recover and easing off each experience. So that's the second thing. The third thing is to put time aside as worrying time. So I know during the day you have a lot of thoughts, like anxious thoughts that, hey, what if this happens? What if that happens? Now, assign a time each day. For example, for me, it was from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. I assigned that time as my worrying time. So every time I had anxious thoughts before 6 p.m., before that time, the lighting, let me get that. Yeah, better. Anytime I had anxious thoughts before that time, I would just postpone it to 6. So I would tell myself, hey, Amir, it's fine. I know you're having these thoughts. I would think about them at 6. Not that I don't want to think about those thoughts, because that won't work. But I would think about it, okay, but just not right now. I would think about them at 6. And then it's basically bought me time to recover, because during the day I was recovering, I was not thinking. And as you know, your thinking creates the emotions expands and escalates the thinking, and it really just goes out of hand, and the vicious cycles develop, and you don't really want that to happen. So that is going to help you tremendously. The fourth thing is diet. You can't expect yourself to get out of that state if you are eating like absolute shit, okay? Because I mean, no one really needs to tell you that much what an healthy diet is. I highly assume that you do know what a healthy diet is and what an unhealthy diet is. If you are constantly eating processed food and stuff like that, and just shoving it down in your belly, what else do you expect? You're going to have those experiences, and you're not gonna have the necessarily tools to kind of like control them. So get on your diet, really improve your diet. I would make another video, because the diet itself is a long topic. So I would just simply make another video on how to improve diets, the basics of diets, and it's not going to be what you think it is. So eat green vegetables, not just that. There's a lot of other mechanics to it. So yeah, just clean up your diet. The fifth thing is to this is going to be a little bit of a long video. Hope you guys stick until the end. Yeah. The fifth one is to express emotions and go through panic cycles. This might kind of seem like I'm contradicting myself regarding of in relation to me saying that, hey, you have to just ease off the experience. Sustaining the breath rhythm is going to ease off the experience. But the idea is that during the panic, the peak, this is about the peak, when the peak hits. So you are going on the ride and you're now at the top of this mountain, and the absolute worst is happening. Surrender completely and go with it. And trust me, if you do this one time, just a single time, the whole panic attack, they would lose their potency over you. I guarantee you this. It's easier said than done. I know 100%. It's not very easy to just say, hey, I am going to go with the experience. Hey, let's just ride on. No, it's going to be difficult. So don't, again, expect yourself to surrender right now, tonight. But the idea is that go through it. And once in a while that you are having anxious experiences, anxious emotions, don't hold them back. So if you have to beat the pillow, beat the pillow. You know what I mean? It's about seeing the panic, the emotions which are rising in you as natural and as just emotions to be expressed. In that way, it's a lot easier to handle your emotions, because if you want to express them, you just simply express them. You see, you take away that importance of, hey, I have to stop feeling like this. When you take away that importance, and as I said, it goes back to my first point as well, realize that this is a long game, they would lose the potency over you. So that's the fifth thing, sorry. The sixth thing is to meditate, and that's going to help you tremendously. Really, the idea is that your thoughts amplify the emotions, and you need to kind of control your thoughts to a certain extent. And when I say meditation, there are different forms of meditation. I would make another video on what meditation is, like go into it deeply. But in this video, I'm just gonna say that you wanna change the direction of your attention. So meditation is focused attention. Instead of thinking, you wanna assign a time each day, 10 minutes, put on music, meditation music. You can find a ton of them on YouTube, and just give yourself 10 minutes to change your focus from thinking to, for example, your breathing, what kind of music you're hearing, where your body is touching the physical, like, you know, boundaries of your body. You just want to go with that, and it's going to really improve your thinking ability. It's going to make it sharper, and you're going to have an overall control over it, so the vicious cycles won't develop, and that's what we want. I should have done that, yeah. The 7th thing is to have consistent sleep cycles, regardless of your sleep quality. So regardless of if you didn't sleep the night before. So during the panic attacks, because for me it mostly happened at nights, I had a rough time sleeping. So most of the nights I didn't sleep at all. But then I realized over time that if I assign a specific time, for example, let's say from 11 till 7, this is just a number, yeah, 8 hours, yeah, from 11 till 7, and if I didn't sleep during the time, or I just slept 2 hours during that time, it doesn't matter. The next day, I'm not going to sleep during the day. I'm just going to sleep right at 11 and wake up right at 7. And over time, your body would know the cycles. So your body would adapt itself to those specific times. And over time, as you are controlling your cycles and your attacks, you would easily go to sleep at 11. So you see what I mean? I kind of like, maybe I didn't demonstrate this point really good, but I think you got what I said. So remember that all of these points that I'm telling you is a package. So you have to do all of them, okay? It's not just doing one of them and expecting results. It's a package. It's a full package with itself. 9 things that you have to do. And trust me, it's going to work. So have consistent sleep times. It's going to, again, so the basic point is this. Let me reword it all. The basic point is that you are going to give your body time to recover. I'm just going to stop right there with this point. Now, the 8th thing is to create. This one is I made up myself, but it helped me tremendously. Create identification with an object. For me, it was a ring. Not this ring that I'm wearing right now, but the idea is to identify with an object and have that object around you. What does it mean to identify with an object? I don't know if you have experienced it in your life, but you know what I'm talking about. When there is for example, let's say a ring. Let's just focus on this example. And you identify with this ring in a way that this ring is doomed. Like, this ring is bad. Whenever I wear it, there's no rational reasons. There's no logic behind this, but it's just what you believe to be true. Whenever I wear this ring, I am just going to be very unlucky. And as a result, it's very surprising that whenever you do wear the ring, you are going to feel unlucky, and unlucky things are going to happen to you. Now, the exact opposite thing can be done as well. So for example, the ring, again, with me was a ring, but not this one, another one. To this day, I have the identification going on with that. So for me, it was, whenever I wear this ring, I am going to feel calm. And I believed in that theory of mine so deeply and strongly that whenever I did wear the ring, even during my panic attacks, it would just, like, it would make it so much more comfortable for me, the experiences. This was one of the key points, and I've researched this during the time that I had panic attacks. I never came across this point myself. The theory of identifying with other objects. So identify with a thing. Now, I don't care if it's science backed. It does not matter. What matters is you believing it. So if it needs to be some crystals, go on there's a ton of them on Amazon and other websites, calming crystals. And people would say, oh yeah, it calmed me. That's enough evidence. You don't need to go and search this scientifically to say, hey, does crystals really work or not? The idea is that, does it work for you? Do you believe in them working? And if you do, that's enough. You buy them, the crystals, and once you have formed that belief that these crystals are going to make me more comfortable and peaceful, once you have them around you and they are in your presence, voila, you are going to feel comfortable and peaceful. So that's really try this one out. Like, this one is the one. This one is the one. Really, for me, it was the door that I opened, and I just like went to the next level. And the ninth and the final thing is to be patient. Again, this is the same thing as my first point. Be patient. It's not a single night thingy. You have to be patient. It's going to happen. You are going to go out of it. Don't worry if it's not working right now. You are going to go out of it. Trust me. And once you do, you are going to be actually grateful for all of the experiences. Trust me. It's one of those things that because of the events and experiences that I had in my life, it made me to reevaluate stuff about my life, everything. So, and my morals and my views about my path and the way I was going changed, and it resulted in me changing the direction of my life to a better direction. So it really is beneficial at the end of the day. During the experience, you won't realize this, but at the end, once you come out of it, it's just like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. You have grown so much, you know. It's all about the growth, you see. And now you're not going to be easily scared anymore. Some things I do right now that, thank God I have those experiences, the panic attacks, because if it wasn't for them, I would definitely not be able to do some of the stuff that I'm doing right now. 100%, I am just telling you this. So you will come out, and at the end, it's for your benefit, and you should not compare your life path with someone else. If you see someone else with no panics, with no calm, it's their life. Your life is different. Your path is different. The extent that you can grow is different. It's unique to you. Everything is just unique to you, and you are really unique. There's no one else which is you. You are the only one who is you. So I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please share it with your friends. This was a long video, perhaps my longest video, 23 minutes. I hope that a lot of you guys stuck till the end. So yeah, share it, subscribe to this channel if you're new here, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. I really hope that this video is going to help you. Remember, it's a package. You want to do all of them together and have a beautiful day, life. Go ahead and you can do it. Peace.